I think this last one happened to be probably the more obvious. You guys asked me so many times that I had no choice. By popular demand, SSL plugins versus the real deal Fusion hardware. Let's go. This video is brought to you by HitSend, the new industry standard mix approval and payment solution for mix and mastering engineers. With HitSend, you can collect feedback from your clients in real time with tracks that can flow in Pro Tools, Logic, Cubase, and Studio One. Superior audio with full WAV and I files up to 48 by for better audio quality. You can collect deposits and approval payments with PayPal, Venmo, Stripe, Apple Pay, and more, all in one place. You can protect your projects with secure logins, encryptions, data privacy and compliance, best-in-class security. My favorite feature is that you can sync to your DAW, so you can collect your client's time-coded comments directly into your timeline as markers. You can create your own invoice, collect payments, and trigger a paywall to release your files once the amount has been paid, all in one place. Check out hitsend.io right now for more details. Hello everyone, welcome back to MixFest TV. Hope you're having a great day. Before we start, please check the info box down below for my mixing courses on ProMix Academy, free plugins, special discounts and offers, and of course the links to the SSL plugins that we're gonna be testing in the next few videos. And if you really want to learn how to mix and master professionally, click the join button down here, become a MixFest TV member, access the already big and always growing library of full mixing courses, start to finish, on so many different genres, mastering courses, special videos, and a lot more. And if you learn something from the channel and the videos are helping you, please consider the new feature, the super thanks down here, and support the channel. Let's get to the video. All right, so fairly recently, SSL came up with a new line of plugins. We have the new channel strip 9K series, if I'm not mistaken, the new 2-bus, we have a couple of saturators, couple of delays, a couple of reverbs, and channel strip for vocals, drum channel, and some others. But they also made the Fusion line, basically one plugin for each module that is found on the hardware SSL Fusion that I have here. So what's the natural thing to do is to compare the plugins with the hardware. But we are going to do a mini series and compare each individual plugin to its own corresponding module on the hardware. And then at the end of the series, if you guys want, let me know in the comments down below. We can build the chain and compare the full unit with the full chain of plugins. Let me know in the comments down below. In this video, we start with the first one, Vintage Drive. Let's get to it. All right, this is gonna be the test. We're gonna start with full mixes. You can see these are all my mixes here. And then if we have time, we're gonna compare on single elements like drums or bass or vocals. So we'll see. Test is gonna be straightforward. I copied all the mixes here in the track below. And at the top, we have the Vintage Drive plugin. And at the bottom, we have the hardware, okay? I removed everything else from my chain, so we are only gonna hear the Vintage Drive. And no, I'm not gonna do the ADDA round trip because that is absolutely stupid, because if you have a plugin, you ain't gonna do the ADDA trip. So this is a real life test. How do they compare, all right? Without further ado, let's go. Okay, right off the bat, we notice that given the same exact settings, so you can see my Vintage Drive here is 2, both for drive and density, and the plugin has the same settings, so with no auto gain, no nothing. We have more volume overall, whether it's perceived or nominal. We are gonna check that out in a second. And I feel also more harmonics right off the bat. So let's do this test. So let's see what peak level the track with the plugin has. Minus 9.1, while the one with the hardware minus 7.5, so it's about a dB and a half. So to try to be precise, I'm not gonna lower the hardware, which is hardware has got a pot, but I'm gonna turn up the plugin about 1 dB and a half. Let's see if we match the level. Yeah, we are there. So let's compare the two now that they are nominal level matched. Well, the difference, it's pretty obvious to me. You hear the top end. The plugin sounds just brighter, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but definitely sounds brighter. And I want to say the grunt in the low mid range is definitely different. Let's put it this way on the hardware. And I feel also the low end. I don't have, to be honest, my mains on right now, so I can't really hear the super low. But let's go into like a high energy, very dense part of it. Yeah, for me, the hardware seems to have a little more punch if you listen to the kick drum, and the vocals, the plugin kind of have some sort of like kind of a hazy feeling. It's kind of weird to describe, but it's a little more clear and separated with the hardware. That's what I feel, and the plugin is, yeah, it's got this brighter top end, but it's, I don't want to use the word foggy because that makes you think about mud, I feel, and it's not. It's just a different kind of separation I want to say. All right, let's try to push it a little more, okay? So I'm gonna go this. I will never use this on a mix, but we have to compare also extreme settings. So we're gonna go like 6 and 5, all right? So 12 o'clock for both. I'm gonna be precise, and I'm gonna notice that I'm leaving the level compensation, okay? Which could actually be different now with the hardware because the hardware changes a lot. I'm just gonna leave the 1.5 dB of compensation. Let's hear how it sounds. Yeah, the more you push it, the more the difference is apparent. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. The more you push, like with these settings, the difference is the same. It's just a lot more different than before. Of course, with basically almost every piece of hardware versus a plugin, the heavier you hit the hardware, the more I feel they separate from the plugins. And probably if it's like 1 dB of compression, in this case like a little bit of harmonics, it's harder to tell, but as you push into the hardware more and you push the plugin harder, that's where the differences are more apparent, I feel. How about we change song?
Sound like what real sound like. I'm still the same down guy, same down vibes. I know that you heard this. I deserve this after what the hurt did. It done turned out perfect. I'm just trying to sound like what real sound like. I'm still the same down guy, same down vibes. I know that you heard this. I deserve it.
Okay, see, in this case, I stopped it because the hardware, it peaks up 4 and the plugin peaks a little higher. So I'm just gonna try to compensate for it.
Sound like what real sound like. I'm still the same down guy, same down vibes. I know that you heard this. I deserve this after what the hurt did. It done turned out perfect. I'm just trying to sound like what real sound like. I'm still the same down guy, same down vibes. I know that you heard this. I deserve this after what the.
What do you guys think? I think the difference is very, very, very clear. Which, you know what, it's interesting. Actually, I just want to say this about all the Fusion series. of SSL, they have functions that the hardware doesn't have. So like, for example, the mix knob on this vintage drive, and also the fact that the plugin doesn't have noise, because the SSL Fusion, the vintage drive is a little bit noisy. Some other things in the other plugins we will see in other videos, the auto gain, which is again very, very useful, that the hardware doesn't have. So I think regardless this comparison, first of all, I think their plugins are great. And regardless the comparison with the hardware, I think they're worth having because they're just a different tool. All right, let's go to another song. Let's do the same. I'm just gonna exaggerate here.
Youth we contemplate. Say must eat the food till him lick down pan plate. So the little youth decide to put big gun pan waist. Same while out and go all insane. Same harder than that brother run to all in vain. Mama words to him was all in vain. Now she cry and a ball in pain. Just because the youth start rob and kill. And say now go stop until we lost them sell it by the gun, dead by the gun. And so by it him wanna brain get pop and spill knowing.
Yeah, you see, the more you drive it, the more the differences are obvious, and also the peak level changes on the plugin as well. Obviously, I mean the difference between the hardware and the plugin.
Youth we contemplate. Say must eat the food till him lick down pan plate. So the little youth decide to put big gun pan waist. Same while out and go all insane. Same harder than that brother run to all in vain. Mama words to him was all in vain. Now she cry and a ball in pain. Just because the youth start rob and kill. And say now go stop until we lost them sell it by the gun, dead by the gun. And so by it, wanna brain get pop and spill no.
Okay, also another thing, you hear that the hardware, the overall balance of the mix doesn't change.
Youth we contemplate. Say must eat the food till him lick down pan plate. So the little youth.
Okay, while the plugin, if I bypass and unbypass,
youth we contemplate. Say must eat the food till him lick down pan plate. So the little youth decide to put big gun pan waist. Same while out and go all insane. Same harder than.
it shifts the energy towards the top end. Let me get a more dense track like this one. It's funny, when you auto gain, that effect, that shift in the top end, it doesn't seem so obvious. Let's try with the hardware, okay? I'm just gonna bypass the plugin, so I'm gonna use as a base this track here without the plugin, with the plugin bypass to do the comparison. So with the hardware, you hear it's actually the hardware that adds that low mid grunt that the plugin doesn't, especially when we level match, compare with the original. So plugin versus original versus hardware, the plugin, there's a little shift on the top end a little bit, and the hardware just more ballsy. Let's see how it behaves with bottom heavy material.
Boom, back again, pump the right medicine, pick up the veterans, peacock and assassin. Feel the rush of adrenaline, yeah. Boom, back again, pump the right medicine, pick up the veterans. You showing up when I'm showing up that meat like Ed Gein, I'm that mean. That beats I beat the death with the death.
There's something about the vocals, and this is consistent in every mix. I wouldn't know how to describe it. I hope that it comes through YouTube. Let me know in the comments down below. With the hardware, it feels like the vocals are so ballsy and planted in the center, right? While with the plugins, I don't know, it is not the right word. It kind of dissipated from the mid channel a little bit. Let's go back to the rap part.
When I'm showing up that meat like Ed Gein, I'm that mean. That beats I beat the death with the dead sheep, cold feet like cop killers meeting police. An MC rockin' tree, and MMC 365 days. My mind sideways, my third eye rocks the triangle.
And I'm using insane settings right now, okay? There's way too much. Even this that I'm doing right now, even with both drive and density at basically 9 o'clock on a mix, that's probably the maximum that I will ever use on a mix. And 90% of the time, it's lower.
When I'm showing up that meat like Ed Gein, I'm that mean. That beats, I beat the dead with the dead cheap cold feet. Like cop killers meeting police. An MC, rockin' tree, MMC 365 days. My mind sideways, my third eye rocks the triangle. I work a mad angle. My muscles are optimal. Rock a few, if you spot this dynamic dude, fuck a crew. Me and Pete will fucking do. Belgium overall, the temple of ball, never break, never fall in for the long haul.
Undebatable, I think. I think everybody can hear. Let me know in the comments down below. Just a pretty different sound between the two. Actually, I wasn't expecting this much difference, and I actually like the plugin. Like I said, if you stop comparing the two, they're actually great. And I tried them all before like getting into videos. I also tried, you know, the channel strips and the bus compressors. And actually, let me know if you want me to do a review of those as well, not the Fusion line, okay? But yeah, I think it's a pretty different sound. And let's change song again. It's really hard to compare because the plugin being that much brighter, when you go to compensate for the level difference, it's just too loud. So this is another difference. They handle the peak level very differently. Let's try the opposite. Let's try density. So drive at 0 and density 12. Plugin first. So one thing already, you can see that the plugin is clipping, right? It's in the red. You can see the level of the hardware is not. It's close, but it's not. Actually, it's not close. It's got... Okay, let me turn the volume up and see. It would have another probably 10 to 11 dB of headroom before getting, you know, where the plugin is here. But yeah, we know that the gain staging is going to be different between the two. Let's try just one last song, like halfway this time. Let's do 10 o'clock here, which is 4 and 3 on the plugin. Seems like it, and I'm just gonna eyeball it here. Let's go. I mean, listen to the kick drum and bass. I think this last one happened to be probably the more obvious. Yeah, I think that's pretty obvious. Yeah, I think we can say it's a good test, not people that send it to whatever other planet to move the hardware from far away, and the hardware is here, the plugin is here, that's the test. So And I think it was very eye-opening, I think. I wasn't expecting this much difference, especially in tone. I was more expecting a difference in gain staging. For example, that you have to drive one or the other more to get closer to how it was, but the tone is actually different. But again, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. And in the next video, I think we're gonna try the Violet EQ, which is the next module on the hardware fusion. And then we're gonna do HF compressor and stereo image. And I think they have a transformer plugin as well. And then again, if we want to do a recap video with all the modules on and all the plugins on to compare everything, let me know in the comment down below. If you like this video, please don't forget to leave a like, and please consider using the super thank. It allows me to do more videos for you guys. Check all the links in the info box down below before you go, with discounts for SSL plugins and a lot more. And also my artist Bella Kelly videos. Third one is coming soon. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. Stay safe. See you next time.